Kiearra Saldi with us here on the Mendola Show, graduate of Holy Cross, and now you're going to take that next step. And you're a bowler,
yes.
Which is a great story, and obviously you do have a great story. We're going to get to more of that, but let's first talk about being a student at Holy Cross, what your experience was like.
It was an amazing experience. I love going to Holy Cross. They definitely prepared me well for college, and I made a lot of friends and great memories there.
Bowling, something, when did you start? Talk about it.
I started when I was 6, and it was an interesting story. My mom was looking for something to put me in, and she got a flyer in the mail for it and signed me up, and then later on told my dad, and it turned out he was a bowler, and she never knew that. And so from the beginning he started me with the proper form and everything, and it took off from there.
I like the story already, where this is going. You said when you were younger you tried some different sports. What made you kind of latch on to bowling and say, were you confident earlier to take a little bit of time? Sometimes you hear kids say, well, I did it for 2 years, I took a year off, then I kind of got serious about it. What was your whole story with bowling?
Right from the beginning, I really just fell in love with it. It felt right. My grandfather was a bowler, my dad was a bowler. It really felt like it was in my genes, and I loved it more than any other sport that I ever tried.
Let's talk about the coaching up part, and then I'm sure, at times with your parent or your grandparent or whatever, you're like, okay, I know, I'm going to do this. Or how about that part of it? Like, did you feel like you were very coachable young, or did you go through some lean years of that part?
There were some years where I definitely went through some bumps in the road and it got difficult, but I always made sure I persevered and worked hard and knew where I wanted to go and kept fighting for it.
And the passion for bowling as you got into those teenage years. Let's go right to the big news, which is going to nationals. Talk a little bit about what that experience was like for you.
It was an amazing experience. I mean, everything I worked so hard for is paying off, and it was more difficult for me because my high school didn't have a competing bowling team like most other schools did, so I had to get into it through the wild card tournament. So I competed in regionals, and I placed there, and then states I placed, so that's how I was able to go to nationals, and it all worked out really well.
Sports like golf or tennis, for that matter, bowling, I would consider the mental part of it. Talk about having that mental toughness, where that came from.
Absolutely. That was actually the biggest and most difficult challenge in my life. After you get your physical game, it's really all mental game and what it comes down to, and I really just had to keep focusing on each shot, letting everything go, and just stay in my own game and let whatever happen.
Let's talk about that person that you leaned on in that area, a mom, a dad. You mentioned you go through some lean years with the coaches, or them telling you stuff, but did you kind of just rely on yourself, or were there some people that you got to kind of know that if you told them this, you were going to get the right answers?
Definitely my family. My parents have always supported me and pushed me farther and encouraged me, and friends and other people that have helped me along the way are really a big influence in my life.
Hey, why not? Let's ask about some of the equipment, the ball, the different things that you go through. How many do you travel with? All those little things that maybe the average person might not know.
Yeah, well, this past weekend I traveled with 9 bowling balls with me.
Oh my God.
I have about 13 in total, I think. Shoes, tape. You have to make sure you have everything and be prepared for whatever comes your way.
Favorite product out of the balls? Do you go with one? Do you have some different name brands?
Yeah, I have a few that I favor, but I definitely love Storm's products. They're definitely my go-to. I throw some DV8. I really like them too.
Let's go to the next level. As far as you went to the tournament, but you won the tournament.
Yeah.
Talk about the big picture there and what that weekend was like, and winning it all.
Yeah, that was amazing. I didn't believe it at first. My main goal was, all right, let's make it past the first round, because it was a new experience for me, and I wasn't expecting to go that far. I wanted to go that far, but I was really shocked when I made it that far. Even after the last frame, I thought I didn't make it for the win, and my dad was like, congrats, you won. I was like, what are you talking about? I didn't.
Set the stage for us, or the pins for that matter, as to the town and the amount of games that you bowled all weekend, and your average or your big score to win it.
The main thing that I really had to get over was the final 4. The top girl got a bye to the championship, and the rest of the 3 had to compete against each other. And both of those girls were shooting really well all day, and I needed to make sure I stayed in my game and kept focusing, and I actually shot a 289 that game, which was really good for me because that led me to the championship, and I was really happy with myself.
I think my brother shot a 289. Is that where you opened in the first? frame or at the end?
290 is when you like make a spare in the first frame.
Okay.
This one I had 10 in a row, and then on the 11th shot my shoe stuck, so I didn't get to follow through my shot, and I left the 7-pin, but I was okay because I was moving on to the championship.
289. Is that your highest game ever?
No, I shot a 300.
Wow.
I shot it November 2016, and the year before I shot a 299. So.
My goodness. It's got to be a great feeling. Let's talk about now the next step. Where you're going to school, and bowling is going to be part of that future.
Yes, it is. I'm going to Duquesne University out in Pittsburgh. I'm signed on with our women's bowling team. I'm going to be majoring in biomedical engineering, and I'll be studying pre-med out there too.
You're pretty smart.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the academic end for you, and knowing that you're going into a big major, but knowing that, hey, you have something that you could do for the rest of your life, no matter however it works out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's scary to think that there's so much bigger things out there that I have to get ready for, but I definitely feel prepared for it, and I'm ready with whatever challenges come my way.
How about the role models in your life?
Definitely my parents. They always push me to be my best. My family and friends, they always encourage me to be the best that I can be, and I couldn't be here where I am without them today.
And you have an older sister?
I do have an older sister. She's an RN. She's a nurse. So I really look up to her too. She helps people every day.
Can she bowl?
No, she doesn't. She bowled, but like for fun with the league.
Gotcha. So you're not going out bowling on the weekend and she's getting a 130 and you're throwing a 253 or something, huh?
Yeah, we have a fun time though.
Well, it sounds like a whole lot of fun. Some people at Holy Cross that you have some bowling relationships with as well?
Yeah, we had a team on there. I made some great memories with my coach, Mr. Andrews. He was one of our math teachers. He was a great guy too. He always made sure we had a nice time and fun, and he kept it awesome for us.
All right, Kiearra. Well, congratulations. An
Thank you.
awesome accomplishment, that 289. That's unbelievable.
Thank
Keep
you.
it going, all right?
Thank you.